self-surgical removal of human tails, Romanian mythology, Americana, miscarriage, suicidal transformation, man versus himself versus nature versus supernatural struggles versus sex versus mother. Stilted conversation with anachronistic and/or racist colloquialisms. So, that was what the viewer wants. That was just to kind of break up some stuff. I was very entertained. I don't know if my project of cataloging it was entertaining more than the show, but I was entertained. There was this dead whale on this beach in Burien. It was a fin whale, and it washed ashore in the very end of March or the very beginning of April. And I just kind of came upon it and was like we didn't hear about it until we were already on the beach, and someone was like, "Oh, did you hear about the fin whale?" And it just kind of felt like one of those magical, transformative experiences that just like, it was very uprooting to me. I was in a pretty, and uplifting, I was in kind of a depressed state, and it just inspired a lot. And so I kind of made this commitment to it and to myself that I would do basically my whole feature about this whale. So that's the rest of what this is, but it is, I feel like it's a project as big as a whale, not to be cheesy, and so I kind of tried some different forms, and they resulted in me kind of having a panic attack today because I didn't feel like anything was ready, but we'll experiment and try to convey this whale to you. So these are addressed to the whale mostly. I was trying to listen to your song, but my computer didn't support the audio file format on the Wikipedia page. I kept thinking I could hear you, but then it was the horn section of a jazz band playing through the speakers in the cafe. And then again, I thought it started to play. But this time, it was an ambulance outside, siren bleeding in through the window. The saddest thing about you, the thing I can't help imagining with my human mind, is your loneliness. That as the decades pass, your cries become muffled, inaudible over the roar of a louder species. And then the next thing that I did was to do this sort of folding technique that Ron, my best friend, came up with, where he would fold papers up and kind of write all over them and then piece together what he came up with. And so this was based on us watching scenes from La Dolce Vita and Satyricon by Fellini, because we both felt that Fellini engages with the spectacle in a way that when we walked onto the beach and saw just this kind of carnival of people around this whale carcass, we were very reminded of Fellini. So this is sort of a cycle about that. Manger, sensuous command, consuming, good, cry, yes, theme of yes, ingesting, good, her lips, pursed, ooh, the way eyes look when you're lying, frenzy and swarm, a congregation of tiny Catholic seers, strangers, strange, light, crouched, innumerable, desperations, and an iconic laugh. Your voice is the mother of the earth. You are everything. You are the mother of creation. You are a very sensual impression. Converging worlds when the water stops in the fountain in your ocean. The birds pecked out your eyes first. You don't use them anymore. They're fatty and they taste good. Landscape of flesh and gleaming sun. Your flesh torn open. Your back half is an empty bag of blubber where it once contained you. And the other holes, the biologist's lancing, precise and geometric. Ruby rose in wine-red velour raises her palms to receive the encyclopedia of your life. Wind rustling, a skull no one wants, terror and curiosity of the foreign, walking out, droning croon, a hemorrhage of voices, and we weren't the only ones who wanted to bring flowers, seated bodies, carried, unhealed, dogs off leash, milling, designer leather shoes. The real stars unseeable beyond a ceiling of fluorescence. cinematic downpour, smoke and chaos. Who wouldn't believe a child? Who are everything, someone else's child, in your lying, frenzy and carcass, smoke and geometric, spectacle eclipsed by the crowd it draws. What is there to see? Ruby rose and wine-red velour raises her bag of blood consciousness. You remind of blood consciousness even as a coin-operated ride outside the earth. The bones pour the water and swarm, a congregation of voices, the spectacle, more boring flowers, the remains of your ocean, the once chanting shape, your death sitting, good cry, manger, strange sensuous wake. A Dionysian can kill. The motherly milling sound almost as good as they taste. They contain you and curiosity of flesh torn open, blood, and more. They're lying, precise and geometric. The crowd has gathered holes. Your back half is an empty bag dress, aggregation, her gown, an iconic laugh, your death drive. I wish you would show the encyclopedia of your voice. I wish you wouldn't believe a child.